Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel, Building a Brand with Jeremy Patton. And today we have a pretty good episode. We are going to talk about my three major reasons why we come up with business concepts or ideas and we don't pursue them. Now, throughout every single day, we go through everyday life experiences and we perform various tasks. Now, these tasks could be home related, work related, social related, school or educational related, and everything and anything in between. And while we're performing these tasks, we think to ourselves or realize that, the process could be a lot easier or the outcome could be a lot better if only X, Y, or Z existed. This product or service, if it were to be, invented, then it would make this process a lot better. Now, we come up with these ideas all the time, but I believe that there are three key reasons why we don't pursue these ideas. We come up with the idea and we realize that it has potential to become a functioning and successful business. And, it's a light bulb that goes off in your head and you realize that, that you came up with a solution or at least an idea that is innovative to improve whatever process or whatever task it is that it involves. Now, what are these three reasons? One, I believe, is that we do not know enough about how to start a business, and we believe that we don't have enough information or we don't have enough information on how to start the business, especially if you just have a business concept or idea. You don't know often, sometimes you might not know, what goes into, taking that idea and, creating a physical product or service. And so I think that's the first one. The second one, I think that we often talk ourselves out of, pursuing that business idea or whatnot. I think that, negative thoughts fill our heads. And, by the time we're done, overthinking the negative thoughts, we, literally talk ourselves out of pursuing that idea. And I think that that is essentially a huge problem. And then our last reason is that we simply forget about the idea or the thought. And that is also a big reason and a big issue. Because if you forget about the idea that you came up with, then, how are you going to pursue it? You're not going to be able to. So let's talk about all three of those and see how we could go about getting over each and every one of these hurdles. So the first one, when it comes to the lack of knowledge, I get it. I think that many people are not exposed to, either other individuals that have started the process of creating a business, and so they don't have, that physical person that they could, reach out to and ask for advice or help, or they never had somebody that, showed them how to go about starting a business. I understand. However, I think that what we often do not realize or we fail to realize is how much information is actually available to us. Regardless of whatever idea or whatever field, you're thinking about or whatever field your idea, your business idea is going to be, involved with, we can find information on that field. We could find information on creating a product or creating a service. We could find, other people that have created a similar product or a similar service, and we could see how they went about creating it. In addition to that, you have a lot of experts in different areas that produce and that make information available to you at the at the end of your fingertips. Your phone is literally a walk-in computer or a mobile computer. Open up your phone, search on a search engine, search on social media, search on YouTube and or different forums, and see how you could learn more about whatever it is that your idea is evolved around, and learn more about how to start a business. Literally, there's tons of information. The Building a Brand with Jeremy Patton is one source, and I do plan to dive into each and every step of the way as far as what to do when you are creating a business, or what to do after you do come up with the idea. And this is one resource, but there's plenty of other resources as well. I suggest that you click the like, subscribe button. That way you can get more information from this channel. And also, if you ever need additional resources, reach out, leave it in the comments, and I could provide you with additional resources. But again, I think that the lack of information, we allow that to discourage us from going forward. And this doesn't have to be the case, because there are a ton of resources out there in any and every category, in any and every field, that you can find more information on how to go about, starting up that business and getting into, whatever industry, even if it's an industry that you've never been in before. There's a ton of resources where you could essentially make yourself expert and, pursue that industry or pursue that field and get after it. Now, moving on to the second topic, which is that we allow ourselves to talk ourselves out of pursuing the business idea or concept. This, I think, is a major one as well. I think that many of us, especially if you're not used to being vulnerable, if you're not used to putting yourself out there, many of us allow our, own mind to, overcome our potential. And we allow ourselves to, discourage ourselves. We think about, everything that can go wrong underneath the sun. We think about, what if somebody's not going to watch my channel? Or what if somebody's not going to buy my product or my services? What if, people don't respond, the way that I would like them to respond? What if I fail? What if I mess up? What if? The what ifs continue and are continuous. They're infinite. You could go on with what ifs as long as you want. But the flip side of that is, what ifs could be positive. When you say, what if somebody's not going to buy my product or service? Counterbalance that with, what if everybody wants my product and service? What if I sell out? What if I'm overbooked or I'm so busy that I cannot take any more clients in? What if my content helps somebody? What if, my idea changes the world? And you have to counterbalance each and every one of those negative thoughts with a positive thought. Because yes, those bad things can happen, but if you plan accordingly, if you, work everything out, and, you make sure that all those negative possibilities are covered, then, essentially you could minimize the risk. And, that doesn't guarantee that any of those negative things will or will not happen. But, you could essentially minimize the risk of what you can control. Everything else is out of your control. If people do not buy your product or service, you got to figure out why they're not buying your product and service. Maybe it's, how the design is. Maybe it is how the service is set up, and reach out to your potential clients or your potential customers and find out what exactly they want. I think that that's part of market research, and, finding out exactly what or how to tailor your product or service to reach your desired clients or your desired customers. And just going forward, don't let yourself talk yourself out of pursuing your business idea, because essentially you came up with that idea for a reason. Whether it was you were performing a task or service, or you're watching a task or service being performed and you observed a area of improvement, or you observed a need that is not being fulfilled, or whatever the case is. I think that take that idea and it came to you for a reason. It came to you because that is something that is needed, at least it's needed by you personally, or you feel that it's needed. And so if you do, because of your experiences and stuff like that, there's other people that are also experiencing those same things that are also could use that product or service that you came up with. So you have to, overcome your mental, restrictions and get over that. Just push through and keep going. Now, the last key reason why people do not pursue their business ideas or concepts is because they simply forget. I can't tell you how many times that I have been, in the middle of 10, 15 different things, especially at work. And, I randomly a thought pops in my head and I'm thinking about, I have a really great idea on how to create a business, not how to create a business, but a business to create, or a business that is needed, or a business that I would want, or a service that I'd want, and it doesn't exist, or, it's not easily accessible to, the area or the community that I'm in. And so I think of this business idea or whatnot, while performing or while out and about, and I simply forget about it, and I continue my day, and then I continue the next day, and a few months later or a few years later, I see the same idea or the same concept that I came up with, and I see that somebody else also had that idea or that concept, and they turn it into a flourishing business. And this happens all the time. All the time, people come up with different ideas or different concepts that could change the world or that can be successful, but we forget about them. And how can we go about getting over this? It's simply by writing it down. Writing it down. If you have an idea or you want to pursue something, write it down. If you want to look into something, write it down. You may not have time right then and there, but as long as you write it down, you can always come back to it and remember. You could. There's times where I have written down something that I wanted to research. I forgot completely about it and randomly came across the paper that I wrote that information down on. And because I was able to come back across that paper, I was able to look up or research whatever that topic was. And I think that even the simple fact of, writing it down puts that idea or puts that, theory or that business concept into the universe in a sense. And from there, you can only, grow. But if you keep it in your head, then, only it could get lost in your head and it won't be put out there in the universe. And if you forget about it, then you may or you may not think about it again. You may not think about it until you are that person that, a month or 2 months or, a year or two down the road, somebody else comes across your life and they have that same product or service that you thought of. And then you're sitting back thinking, that could have been me. I thought of that and I should have acted on it. and you see that there's a lot of success in that realm, and then you're kicking yourself, because you didn't pursue it. So, and again, it could be, any of those three reasons, and there's plenty of other reasons why, we don't pursue our business ideas and concepts. But those are my top three reasons, and they are easy to get over. It may seem completely impossible to get over, but you just have to, push yourself, drive yourself, surround yourself with people that, motivate you, people that support you, and, you got this. Just go for it. And at the end of the day, if you do not go for your goals, or if you do not, pursue your business idea, then essentially you already failed. So if fear is what's keeping you back, then, like I said, if you don't pursue it at all, you're already deciding to fail. And so with that being said, I hope everybody, learned from this. I hope that if you have any additional suggestions, or if you could think of any other reasons why, or key reasons why, people won't pursue their business ideas or concepts, and you have constructive advice on how to get over those reasons, then leave them in the comments. Like, subscribe, share this video, and I would like to thank you for tuning in to another episode of Building a Brand with Jeremy Patton. All right, guys, see you next time.